So as my pond comes out of winter and starts cruising through spring, today we're going to have a look to make sure that all of my fish have survived okay over the winter period, especially my tench, because that was the fish that seemed to be causing more concern on the channel, as people were saying, is it really in hibernation or is it toop, whatever they call it, as he just lay on his side in virtual sleep state for most of the winter. We're also going to have a quick look at the walls of the pond as well, just to ensure that cloverleaf blanket answer has been doing its job and continues to remove that damn blanket weed from my pond. So let's crack on. Right, so now I've got all the covers off. I'm going to just going to turn the air off so we can see everything in the pond, because I've got the little GoPro that's going in today. So we'll sort of kill two birds with one stone with this, because we'll be able to have a quick look at how the fish are, make sure everybody's up and running and everybody's sort of floating around quite nicely, and also have a look at the pond walls to make sure that that blanket weed, cloverleaf blanket answer has done its job, which I think it might have done, but let's have a closer look. So the first fish I see is my Orangi Ogon, OJ. He's looking pretty good. The one thing you will spot on him though, see if I can get round to the front of him, is that he's been sitting on the front by the window again all winter. And he's gained himself a little rub mark on his nose. I wonder if he'll turn round. There we go. Hoping you can see that on his nose there. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that and make sure we don't get any more issues with that one. Now this fish you see here, my lemon Yamabuki, is, I only saw a picture the other day of how he looked when I first had him. I took some video, I took some pictures. And he looks nothing like he did when I first had him. Little teeny fish, and this was about 4 years ago. So he's looking quite good now. Obviously he's a lot darker, almost like a golden colour now, but yeah, looking good. There we got the goldfish. He or she is looking quite good still. Now this is the fish that when it's stressed, or when there's any stress in the pond from like treatments, it turns black. A little picture there of what it looks like if we get stressed out too much, and then as soon as it's non-stress it goes back to this lovely orange, which is very interesting. So let's see who we've got down here now. Still, look at the tench, there's the tench. There he is. Like I said, a lot of people concerned with that tench, saying there's more wrong with that tench. It's not just in any kind of hibernation or toop or whatever they call it. There's got to be some more issues with that fish. Even its eye seems to have got a little bit better over the winter, so I was determined to just leave this fish and not do a lot with it. Just basically let it lie on the bottom. Who else we got down here? Tamasaba's my little comedy fish. Bless him. There's one. Still looking quite good. Little comedy fish. A lot of people don't like these fish. I don't dislike them. They're not my favourite fish. I think they're a bit of a comedy fish to have in your pond, to be honest. They're little faces. Look at them. Oh, it's such a lovely little fish. Where's the other one? There he is. There's the other one. All looking quite good. A little bit of a look. I don't know what that lump is on that one. Anybody has tamasabas and know what these lumps are? Comment below. No idea. Tancho, everything seems to be looking good on the Tancho. That spot has gone a bit squared over the years that I've had him, or her. Still looking good though. I don't want to be in here too long chasing the fish around because it kind of freaks them out a little bit. There's my other goldfish. The black one. I did have two of these, but one for some unknown reason wanted to leave the pond and just left. Just jumped out one day. Found him by the pond the next morning. But they get really skitty. These goldfish do. So, like I said, I don't want to get too close to them because they don't like the camera too much. Whereas the bigger fish quite like it. There's Graham. Looking good, and a nice bit of growth on him there. And then there's my Achiba. Now my Achiba lost the end of its tail. You see it's got quite a bit of carp pox on its fins. And it lost a little bit of tail one year. No idea how or why or where, but it did. Kahaku's come to say hello. So it looks like everybody's looking quite good. There's nobody with any major issues I can see. Let's just come up a little bit. Just come to the surface a little bit now for me. Not eating as well as I expected them to be. But I spoke to Steve from Penkoi the other day, who's doing well in retirement, and he said that a lot of his fish are still sitting on the bottom as well, so no major concerns there I don't think. I'm sure they'll come up for food when they're ready. Ooh, close up, look at that close up of that nose. Oh, I missed it. So yeah, pleased with this. Just so long as we don't awaken any parasites, if there are any parasites in there. I'm quite chuffed with this. So a quick look at the walls of the pond as well. Looks like the cloverleaf blanket answer has done really well. Still some stringed stuff up in that corner, but I'm sure that'll sort itself out. So that's the only bit that's left really now. The rest of it is pretty much gone off the walls, as you can see down by the air stones as well. Zero around the air stones. There was quite a bit floating around the air stones the other day, but obviously that's now gone. No more clumps sitting on the floor. All looking good. Filters are still kind of taking in what's left of the blanket weed that's still coming through the system. Filters are looking like this at the moment. So I think I've just got one more clean to do. By the looks of the pond walls that you've just seen, there's not much now coming out that is going to get blocked up in there anymore, I think. So in total the amount of cleans I've had to do inside the filters has been 3 deep cleans in the first and second bays. I haven't touched the jet matting bay yet. As you can see here, we've just there's still blanket weed stuff sitting on it or in it, so at some point in the near future, as soon as everything's sorted itself out in the pond, I shall get them out and get that out off there. And I'm still using the filter floss on top of the jet matting to catch the bits, to try to reduce the amount of blanket weed bits that are going to land on there. So in fact I need another shopping trip, actually go down to see Russell at Blue Bay Aquatics to get some more filter floss. Check him out online, really good, delivers to anywhere in the world, cracking bloke. Filter floss, cheap as chips, that stuff. And I've just thought now, looking out my window, I didn't mention the chagoi. It's just cracking fish those are. Cracking fish those are. If you've got a pond where all the fish are dead skittish and running around, get yourself a chagoi, and they just calm everybody down. They're a real calming fish No idea why. They're one of the first ones that come up to hand feed when you're trying to hand feed. In fact, if you're coming into summer now and you're wondering how you can get your fish in to do hand feed, and I'll post a little video up there or up there on how to, I will guarantee you it will get your fish hand feeding within a couple of days. Now, just going back to the blanket weed issue that I used to have, which is good, I don't have it anymore at the moment, is people were saying to me that the other half you've got left, chuck it in now and get rid of them. I mean, from my experience, I've been there, done that, thought that the full dose was okay, but then chuck some more in because I didn't think it was working quick enough. What you've got to understand with cloverleaf is, from my experience, is that it takes weeks for that stuff to work properly. You know, it's been like this is weeks 5 or 6 now, and okay, it's worked quite well and a lot quicker this year than it has in the past. But before now, I've waited 6 to 8, maybe 10 weeks before I've actually seen some really good results. I think that's why I had a sudden push of the blanket weed into my filters, is because it worked quicker than it usually does, and it caught me off guard a little bit, which is fine. You know, the quicker the better. The quicker I get rid of the blanket weed in my pond, the better for me. So no, I won't be putting in the rest of it immediately, but I will be slowly dosing it in throughout the season, just to keep on top of things, and just to make sure that we don't experience blanket weed again for the rest of the season. If we don't, great. If we do, then we'll have to deal with it as it happens. So for the time being, the covers are staying on. I think it was only yesterday that we were scraping ice off the windscreens. Okay, no, not a major frost, but we're still finding that the temperatures are dropping a little bit too low for me over the night time, which could affect the pond temperatures, and I'm trying to keep the 11 point something that's in there at the moment at 11 point something. With keeping the covers on, I'm actually keeping that now. If I remove the covers now, and we had a few cold nights, then I'm going to start losing that temperature again, and I don't really want to keep swinging the temperature ups and downs with the fish, because koi don't like that. They don't like swing of temperatures. They like a nice constant temperature. If you can get that, great. If you're unheated, good luck with that. If you're heated, ka-ching, nice lottery win. So thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please subscribe, ding the bell for notifications, share to all your friends, and click the like, because it's the like that does all the difference to the algorithm. God, I tell you what, I'm going to have that written on my gravestone. Thanks very much for watching KoiPondLifestyle.